Hello, how are we doing today? So we're going to be doing just some practice today. There are a few holes that I'd like to try some things on. What's going on, Alan? I plan to make a guide today, so uh, want to confirm a few things, some shots that I know are possible. I'm not 100% sure how I did the adjustments in the past because I wasn't recording anything back then, and um, so, yeah, just want to get some more practice in before I do that. Hopefully get the holes I'm looking for. Trying to think if I want to do 7 or 8 first. I think 7. What are you thinking, Alan? Going to be a tough tourney, or you think it's going to be a fairly easy one? I'll get that cord in just a second. That was awful. That was awful. Yeah, laugh at me, buddy. Yeah, that was very unlucky. If you knew what happened, damn cord. Well, at least this isn't one of the tournament holes, so if there's a time to have a mix up with my cord, and it costs me a shot, it's a non-tourney hole, that's for sure. I was so bummed because last night I was doing some Tour 7, and I finally got one of the holes, and then I got a phone call, and it was right as I was pulling my thing back, so it like took my hand off the target and made me shoot. This is awful. I gotta try the other cord and see if it's any better. I think my girlfriend switches them up on me. Made a safe play back into the fairway. I think it was just a glitch, Alan. Yeah, I think she switched it. That felt better, plugging it in. Okay, here's max, so we're going to play it close to max. Ah! He's probably going to make this anyways. So unless I had made that shot, which would have been tough. Fairly easy to make these kind of shots with tailwind. People do still miss occasionally. Wow. It's going to depend on your level of clubs for sure. I definitely like the sniper for one second. Wow. Hey Kenneth. So I was saying the par three with the bunker where you can go right, left, or right in front of the bunker. I think that's a great sniper par three. Trying to think of what the other one is. There's the one with the hill, the really bad hill, which is one of the ones I want to come across today. You can rough bump that shot, which might be necessary if we get very strong tailwind. Or maybe not necessary, but might be the best play. Hey, Troy. I just can't remember exactly how I did it, how much backspin, or, and I'd like to go at it again. Hopefully more than once. Too much. It depends on the hole. On par threes, it can make it really hard. Like a long par five or a reachable par four with tailwind obviously makes things crazy, but like I expect to have some real tough competition. As you can see, I'm back up to the purple banner, so I'm going to be playing Masters in my expert tournament this go around, and a lot of those guys have way better clubs than me. So, and even though I have turbo balls, there may be shots they can make that I can't. So I'm hoping for, the few holes where they could have tailwind and be really deadly turbo ball situations or snow globe ball situations for some are not tailwind. Ooh, that was so bad. That's not going in. That wasn't unlucky. That was a bad swing. Awesome, Kenneth. Yeah, I'm not there yet. I've had, with this account, I had really bad luck with my drivers. So I've still got an extra mile 7 and an APOC 3 and a Thor 4. I don't feel like any of those would really put me in a running in Masters. I'd have to play some unbelievable golf. Getting fairly close to the APOC 4. I need, I think 6 cards. So, you know, another 2 or 3 months at this rate. Unless I can get some in a chest, like a good chunk of them. Or if they showed up in the shop, but I can't do that yet. Not enough trophies. Alright, so this is one. Good. I definitely like the left side. I feel like it's been more consistent. It's about 3 backspin, 3 right spin, with the wind coming this direction. If the wind's the other direction, you just need less right spin. And I just put a touch of curl just to help counter the wind because it's coming from the wrong way. It's going to be darn close in there. And just keep in mind that if you're using a sniper here, if it's a high-level sniper, you're likely going to be at min club. So keep that in mind when you make your measurement. So in this case, you know, we were just over about 3.5 rings is what we were looking for. I actually am probably going to put in $5 on my main account and go for the golden shot as much as I can. Maybe even on my second account, because my second account is really close to an APOC 3, which would definitely help me. I don't think so. It's because the club is 100% accuracy. So if you're using, if you're using a power ball, it's going to be slightly different than these numbers anyways. So that you might have done it with a power ball or looked at a chart with a power ball. Wasn't paying attention. I would have played him again. Sorry, guy. Good card, but not the one I really want. Now, let's see. We are at... Oh, no. I need 13. It's going to be a while. Unless I can get the hole-in-one on the golden shot, and they're really nice to me. Hey, Steven. Nope. I think the only tournament hole was shootout so far. So not much. It hasn't been good, Michael. I have not drawn a whole lot of them in any of the times I've played. I think the first night I played, I got the most. Yeah, I definitely have seen them mostly in shootouts as well, which I'm okay with. You know, getting a good amount of shootout ones because there's no other way to practice them, so the luck of getting those is good. But I'd still like to see more in the main course as well. That's what's hard. I liked when they were keeping it all in one tour so that they could give you just the tournament holes for that week and you could practice them. I like that quite a bit. If it's going to be Thorn or Saturn, but I might even have the Goliath. If he makes it, we got to make it. Doing good, Tim. How you doing? Ah, close, but not quite. No, yeah, don't say that, Alan. I hope there's the greatest ball they've ever made. Yeah, but I think that was actually um, pre-planned. And I'm hoping they have the best ball they had come up with for this week, because those special balls to represent suck. They're more for people just to have and represent, not because they're good balls. So I'm hoping they put out something that's relevant to this tournament. All right, so with headwind, we want to make sure we're aiming in front of the cup and a little longer. Sniper min 8.9 is going to be just over 6 rings. Still didn't get enough in front of the pin. So the left side the same as the right side on this hole. Kind of. The shot plays similarly, but I feel like the left side is a little more consistent on the hop because it's not as dramatic. The right side tends to hop your ball more up in the air, so I think the wind messes with it more. And in expert, we're likely to see some tough winds. So, like that was a pretty good example. 8.9 headwind. You know, that's some tough wind for that hole. That's likely what we could see, stuff like that. Because the holes are easier and they've been making the tournaments tougher. So I feel like the only way they can make these tougher is give us really hard wind conditions. Yeah, Masters is going to be tough no matter what. You know, expert, usually you can rely on like half the holes being friendly wind, half the holes, or like a third of the holes being friendly wind, a third of the holes being kind of neutral, like they're not good and they're not necessarily bad, and then 3 of the holes hard. I feel like that's kind of what they do. When at all possible, this is the way I like to play this hole. I got 4th place, and not the last tournament, but the one before that. Cinco de Mayo. No, the Vegas Open. So close to getting my first big boy banner. So I like playing so that we're on the right of the cup, because if you're right, you're good. If you come in left anyways, you might go in. This is over water, so we're going to go just about 5.2. There's just a touch of overpower on that. Ah, that came in a lot more left than I thought. Yeah, I think so. Because that wasn't very strong wind. And I played, you know, an extra 10% because of the water. So if anything, I feel like it should have just been off to the right, but not in the rough. Must have just hit a bad spot with that, you know, like slightly off on the calculation. Maybe, you know, but by under overpowering it or overpowering it. Might have hit a little different slope and changed everything. Stuff like that is very real. It happens. All right, so we want there. No, nope. Oh yeah, I know there's a slope, but I'm just saying I don't know if what my miscalculation was exactly to hit that slope or change the ball guide. I don't know if I need to play the wind a little stronger there, or if it's just because I didn't pull back to the exact amount of where I was aiming. tough to know that, you know. There's no little meter when you're pulling it back, like saying you're pulling back 20% extra right now. That's just all feel. All right, here we go. So I'm going to play it the way I think we're going to have to play it in the tournament, which is going to be going for short. I'm not going for too long. I want to really just clear the edge of the first rough to the dog leg. It's about right. I think I was a little far. Yeah, a little far. You want to shorten it up just a bit if you're going for this shot. I think the right play is the more consistent play. And if you mess up on the right, chances are you end up at the top of the hill and maybe in the rough up there, which I feel like is an easier recovery shot than if you're like in this bunker down here, or even in that one. So here's our max. That looks pretty good right there. 2 backspin, full side spin. I definitely suggest a katana or a kingmaker here. A little more than 4 because we're going to curl it a little bit. Hopefully the grate doesn't send us up the hill. No, we're all right. It's a little long, so maybe 3 backspin on that shot. I feel like that is the safer birdie shot. This is going to be a hard eagle no matter what you do. No matter what route you take, it's hard to hit this shot. But I feel like that route is going to be the most consistent. Unless for that second shot, if we get left to right headwind, then that might change the approach. We might want to come from either what he's doing or all the way left on that bottom fairway. And this is all, you know, I'm not going to give, there's definitely a hook slice potential on the drive, especially if we get left to right tailwind or straight left to right wind. But I'm going for safe plays until I see the winds. Should be beatable. It's not a bad shot. So there's our man. We're going to come up so we can measure. Get in the hole. Oh, close though. Definitely the win. How's it going, Eric? All right. We'll hop in for some 8 now for a little bit. Woo, big topper. And Grizzly. Big topper, I'm not a huge fan of. It can upgrade slowly for all I care. I would have much rather seen like 4 other epics. Like I think my big topper's at a 4 or 5, which at that point it's good enough for most of the trick shots you would use it for in a tournament. So much rather have had the Cataclysm or my Apocalypse or my Thor's Hammer or my Endbringer even or Hammerhead or Firefly. There's a ton of other cards I would have rather had. The one thing that sucks about this shot is if you get the bounces wrong, you can go straight down into that rough or that sand pit. So you gotta have like the exact right power. Ah, nice, Steven. I've been dying just for level 4 for like, man, I've had level 3 probably for 6 months at least, maybe 8 or something like that. It's been a long time. Like my Thor hammer wasn't even unlocked when my Apocalypse got level 3, and now my Thor hammer's level 4. It just refused to come forever. Now I'm starting to get them here and there. I get like one, maybe every 2 weeks. Maybe. Good recovery there. Well, yeah, once the Apoc's way up there, it's better than Thor, I think. But, I mean, if I can have Thor Hammer 5 over Apoc 3, I would any day. I already used my Thor Hammer 4 over Apoc 3. But I think I would use Apoc 4 over Thor 4. So, it's at least on some holes, you know, for sure. Like, I would actually be a lot more considering which one I bring to which hole in tournaments. As of right now, it's Thor every time, unless I bring it in and I think I need a little more curl or something. Because the distance is about exactly the same. You get like maybe a 5 yards more or something like that out of the Apocalypse on most shots. I hate this hole. Glad this one's not in a tournament. Pretty much, Alan. There'll always be people that prefer the rapier just because. This hole is one of the most annoying shootout holes there is because the fairway is super inconsistent, like everywhere. You have to be pretty much exact with your wind measurement, which is hard because you're almost never at exactly min or exactly mid or exactly max, so your numbers are skewed a little bit. And it's got like the teeny tiniest uphill. It's a hard one. Wow, he gave that one to me. Ooh, Apache and a runner. That was a and skewer. That's awful. I hate when a chest literally gives you nothing of use at all. They keep talking about they're going to have something to do with those extra cards. I've yet to see anything. I think I've been saying it for like 6 months. Trying to not get my hopes up either, because it's very likely to be a very crappy deal, whatever they do. Like, oh, trade in 1,000 common cards for 10 gems or something retarded. It'd be kind of cool if you could use them as currency in the shop though, for like buying clubs and buying balls, as long as they did a reasonable exchange rate for them. Yeah, I mean, I know it sucks. When you get that crazy high, almost any deal would be a good deal. But realistically, like, how nice would it be if you could trade in, say 10 or 100 common cards for an epic of your choice, or like 100 common cards got you like a 9 pack of Quasars. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like if you owned every club, like even if your like sniper was level 10, you still had a sniper free in your bag as well. It really isn't bad if you use like all comments and you let your opponent use whatever. As long as they're not like level 3 extra miles still. If they're, at about a pro level or a high rookie, then they still would have an advantage in a lot of ways. What would be really cool is if you could give people balls, so that way you could give them like a 9-pack of Kingmakers to use against you while you're using Marlin balls. Because that would definitely help level the playing field. Too much. A little to the left as well. But I like playing it left because then it rolls down into the right. So you can be off a little bit to the left and still have a chance to have it drop. If you're off to the right, it's not going to go in. Been a while since I played with the Goliath. But it's kind of a necessity in Tour 10, and that's what I'm playing lately. So I'm leaving it in now to help get practice with it. I don't know that I'll be using it much in this tournament. I feel like there's really only... I don't know if there's going to be any real big long iron shots unless you make mistakes. A little too much curl. If you don't have the Guardian in, I think playing the long iron shot is definitely the better option. Especially with Tailwind. Headwind, you could probably pull off the sniper pretty easily, but... like, this really stretches out the ball guide. Tailwind stretches it out, so it's going to be a lot longer than what it's showing there. And I think he undermeasured a little bit there. It stopped a lot shorter than I thought it would. Yeah, I would just suggest when they're doing that, play with your rocket because it's the shortest driving club. And Marlin balls. And if you have to, just intentionally miss. You know, if you got the big time advantage, intentionally miss your first in. That way you can at least go to a shootout and give them a chance. All right, I love getting this thing lined up with golds. That's the way to do it. Getting crap out of these silver chests, though. Again with this hole. I hate when they do that. Like, they'll give you replays of a hole and you still haven't even seen some of the tournament holes yet. Hey, Alessandro, John? I wish I could say I was part of that empire, John. Just the same name, no relation, unfortunately. Believe me, I've hoped many a day that I wake up and I get news of someone in that line that owes me a ton of money or left me a ton of money has passed away. Never happens. All right, so we're going to go for just a layup here. It's up to you, really. It's you can't expect to get anything good out of them, but at the same time, it's not that many gems. Like 36, so let's say you open it up and you get, you know, 3 Thor hammer cards for whatever reason. That's 300 gems you would have spent in the store. So the payout is worth it, in my opinion, in the long run. But I only like doing it when I'm loaded up on gems. And I usually will only rush when something is 20 gems or less. So I'll start the gold chest, let it go for 4 hours plus, and then I'll rush the rest of it. Oh, I hope this is clear of the bunker. Ooh, we went way further than I was thinking with that wind. Really took a hold of that second bounce. Yeah, I wouldn't go expert with only 4 million coins. At least 10 million, really. I'd honestly suggest at least 15, just in case you get paired up against a bunch of real good people and you don't win many matches in the tournament. I plan on buying some tourney deals, as long as the ball is semi-decent. Jesus, crazy ass green. I said, I didn't think I was going in. Should have just dunked it. See if he'll rematch. That's one of my least favorite greens in the game. All right, here we go. This hole is pretty straightforward. It all comes down to how you like to take your second shot. This is some tough wind for this hole. Directionally, at least. 7's not terrible, but directionally tough. New avatar pick. So my favorite way to play this hole when at all possible is the rough bump. With this wind, it should be doable. It's kind of in the direction we really want. Hopefully for us, it's a little more left to right than he's got, and we'll be in real good shape. Because if the wind's blowing in the direction of the rough, then you have almost no chance of missing it. And no matter what, you're at least going to be safe. That was a good shot. The curl shot's very difficult, and you can have some catastrophes doing it. That being said, it's not impossible. That's how most people tend to play this hole. You also can come over here, and do one of these, but that's also risky. I prefer the rough bump kind of right at the top of the crest here. It's about a bar topspin. 2 right, close to 2 right. We want to put, 3 to 5, that olive blue and white in that rough. We should be okay. Break might hurt. We could hit the fairway. No, we're still okay. But typically gonna be where you're gonna be a safe shot there if the wind is anything like that wind. The one time it would be really dangerous is straight headwind or straight tailwind. You might want to just take the curl, just out of risk of ending up in that bunker. You might be able to, Alan. This is going to likely be a lot of birdies here. The eagle is doable, though, and it may be one of the shots that could win you this tournament. And I think the rough bump is your best bet at getting it. You could just get crazy and get a little detail brush, like a model detail brush, and paint yourself some golf grass balls. I'm sure there's some way to, laser printer or something that could do it. But you won't see the exact balls out for sale because I'm sure they're trademarked. Unless Golf Clash took advantage of that. But I don't think they would have. Overplay this. About a bar. This is a tough shootout hole. We got a nice stop though. Thank you, John. $329 coins. Whopping amount of money there. 2 rough cutters, making my day. That was an awful chest. Alright, gonna go back to 7. I'm gonna kind of flip-flop a little bit so I don't get too repetitious. Hopefully switching back and forth will kind of cheat the system into giving me some tournament holes a little more. Yeah, wouldn't you think Tour HS would be decent too? Because it's a level past unlocking every club. So you'd think they'd be, like, on average, pretty decent. We're just going to overpower just a little for the win. Definitely safer to underplay than overplay on that shot. In terms of the spin, I mean, for the long, you don't want to end in the rough there. It's still a makeable rough shot, but it's never easier than a thorn shot would be. Ah, I wish that was true, Steven. If that was true, for me at least, then I'd have amazing clubs because I have spent more time in Tour 9 than any other tour. I think I've spent half of my games played in Tour 9. What's going on, Tim? How's your luck been drawing tournament holes, Tim? Oh, you don't even go down to play the tournaments? To practice the tournament holes? Craziness. I mean, you're generally going to get paired with people that are just as good. Like, I still get outmatched in games most every player. So I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it. True. The biggest reason I'm doing it is A, the couple holes that they added to Tour, I think it's Tour 7. I haven't played them too much because I was past Tour 7 when they added them, and the only time I really practiced them was in that tournament, and a few times after that. And there's a couple of the shootout holes that I'd like to get a couple different shots down. Yeah, that's true. I have definitely lost some trophies down in these levels before. And that's a big part of it too, John. Just getting a little more out there. What's going on, Jesse? I know it's getting there. Slowly but surely. So this is one. It's unfortunate that I've got the ball that doesn't allow me to test this the way I want to. I'm going to right about in there. We're going for a rough bump. I'm going to try 4 and 2. Hard to make your measurement when you can't. Yeah, too far. I couldn't pull that sniper up without it changing the club. But I know that rough bump can be done. It's definitely doable. And in high tailwind situations that we might see an expert, it's a shot to consider. I wish I would have had, either direction, a power 2 ball. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking is I would be Thor's hammer with a power 2 ball. I would have been able to do that, but I had a power 3 ball, which put me at an awkward distance. Power 2 or 1, so like if you have a Bandera ball here, a rough bump with something like a Thor hammer or a quarterback, quarterback might not have the distance with Bandera. But that shot is doable. I'm just trying to figure out the spin that I want so I can actually put it in my guide that I'm planning to put out. And not hitting the spot doesn't help figure that out, so. I'm going to try to stick with katanas. That way I can have a better chance at that shot if I happen to draw that hole again. They might change it, Tim. Since it got leaked, they might change it. And if it's headwind, then I don't know. That shot might be not in the books this tournament. Maybe Kingmaker could make it doable. Because headwind, you can be at the min club there and you could still make your measurement because you're going the other direction. With tailwind, I couldn't use my driver and pull it back, so I would have had to been completely guessing. Oh, we wanted a katana, that's right. I would have been completely guessing how much to underpower. And that's hard to do in the first place. Good job, Jesse. I'd do the same thing. You'll be there in no time. I bet by the end of this tournament at the very least. Most likely before the weekend round even starts. See if we can drop this in. Just going to go with the rough bump for the more accurate measurement here. Yeah, that curl sent me way off direction. I probably would have still been safe from the trees, but I didn't want to risk it. Yep. Yeah, I knew that too. And make sure you're getting not only people popping in to look, but people hanging around watching. See how he plays it. I personally really like the rough bump on this shot. Anytime I can avoid a bounce on a crazy slope, I do so. Because that really messes with your ball guide and your trajectory and everything, how much the wind's going to affect your bounces. So when at all possible, I avoid it. If you know the shot and you're familiar with exact how much you want, then awesome. But you did a good job. That's going to be tough to beat. Damn great shot. Could have maybe been there. Still beat him. Thanks, Tim. Rock cards. Take the Titan back. Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, being able to expand is not a bad thing because I mean I know this game won't be something that'll go on forever and be huge. Eventually it'll fall off the radars and something else will be popular. But I give this a few years still. Ah, get out there. All right. Nice, John. I was doing real good, and then I had one of those awful streaks where I had 5 holes in a row where that stupid lottery hole, and I lost all 5 of them. You know, every shot was within 2 yards. Every single shot, both me and my opponent, but I lost all of them. Made me a little sad. So I'm taking a Tour 10 break for a day or two. Hopefully reset that win streak pattern there. This is a hard one to get anywhere even near the pins sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I'm usually within 1.5. Depending, the wind, learning the exact spot I want for each wind direction is the part I'm still tweaking. Because I mean, last time I saw those holes, I would see them with, on average, like 5 mile an hour winds. Now I'm seeing them with like 13. So just trying to figure out those adjustments for the exact spot I want. I mean, I'm there. It's just crazy how unlucky you can be in that tour sometimes. Like, I love that hole that is the par three with the um, kind of like a backwards L-shaped fairway, and then the little rough and bunker, and then there's fairway to the left, and then green up top. It was in, I think, the Cinco de Mayo tournament. I love that hole because I see people in there with Apocalypse all the time. They have no backspin, and they try to take it with their driver instead of backing down and taking it with their wood. It's like a gimme win. So I play the tour with my Thor hammer, so I have the backspin to take a driver shot. It's nice. I aim it a little long and a little to the right. It's going to be about 6 rings-ish here. Boom! Thor on hole 9. Which one's hole 9? Thank you, guys. This hole, it reminds me of TPC Sawgrass so much, so I love it. It's like a fake classic. Okay, yeah, yeah. Um, I love that hole in general. I think it's a great designed hole. I'm happy they put it in this tournament. And I definitely will be using Thor on that one for my expert round. Absolutely, 100% for sure. The accuracy is important because if you end up great shotting to the right, you don't want to end in that bunker. It'll ruin that hole. John, yeah, I'm sure I would have done the same. I've only played real golf a few times in my life, and I've put it in the drink on much easier holes than that one. downhill one that slopes to the right. Oh, okay, now I know which one you're talking about. Oop, oop. We want to pop that chest. Want to make sure if we're winning chests, we're getting them. There we go. There's a good card. Two of them, but I'll take it over nothing. This is another hole that still trying to get these damn wind adjustments down for this hop. It's easy to overdo it and run through that fairway. I think it's going to be maybe half a bar topspin here. It's tailwind, but it's not very strong tailwind. We gotta make sure we clear it. We'll see what it looks like. Not the worst spot to be in. Stinks because I really want the katana in case I pull the right shootout. That grade's gonna be pretty bad, I think. I don't have enough power to clear the rough. Oh, I do. Get over there. All right. Damn, Jesse, that's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy. My practice tournament or my tournament practice streams have been my highest watch streams, more so than any individual round. I think it's because it appeals to everybody, no matter what level, because it's just practice. Hope I didn't overcurl that. A little too much. A little more backspin would have been good. Yeah, that's true, Tim. I've already seen quite a few posts about people that can't play tour 8 or 7, so all they can do is the 3 holes that happen to be in free. Yeah, there's a course in Vegas that I kind of want to go play. It's kind of the same deal. A lot of people would struggle with this game a lot more, that's for sure, Alan. All right, we're going to play this route. Right to left win, this is probably the safer route no matter what. Just gonna aim it right at the pin. Hope the wind kind of corrects it over to the left. A little more than I was expecting, but not bad. Oh, I'm sure Vegas has got a crazy water bill. Vegas and Arizona, they consume Lake Mead. If anybody's been out there in the past, 10 years, you can see the water levels dropped a significant amount in Lake Mead. It's because of all the water they're using. That's a huge lake. That's not like saying a little pond is dropped a few feet. It's huge and it's dropped like, you know, 20 feet or 30 feet in depth around the whole lake. It's crazy. Yeah, you're talking about, you lose trophies. Both of these tours were maxed, and I've lost trophies a couple times just going back just for fun, but it's easy to go down after you max them out and you go up higher. So you're playing nothing but good people, especially if you're playing around tournament time. There's nowhere else for these people to practice 8, so people with fully maxed clubs are playing this stuff right now. 130 feet since 2000? Wow. I'll do 7. One more. All right. I like holes I can keep my katana out. Or even a quasar, but I want to keep that power 2 for shootouts. It's kind of that perfect in between. And I like the 3 side spin. Gives you ability to work shots in the ways you can't normally. So it's very adaptable for like any wind condition, which is what you get when you're playing regular tour play. I don't really use them all that much in tournaments. A lot of the time, if I'm going to play a katana, a Kingmaker is better. But like par 3s, I'll be playing a wind ball as much as I can. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping they come up with here. Another wind ball of some sort. Even if it's only wind 4, like wind 4, spin 3, power 2 or something, I'd be awesome with that. I love those wind 5 balls, but I don't expect to see them for a little while again. Another month or two. See, I never bought those. Like, I was never big in buying anything until a couple months ago when I started to really need good balls. So I would play as much as I could with just quasars and navigators, and if I ran out, I'd play with marlin balls. Part of the reason my win percentage isn't as high as I'd like. We're talking tour 9 play even, not just lower tours. Alan, that is something we will never see. And if they do, it'll be like $20 for a 9-pack. I think 9 total stat numbers is the highest we've seen. 531, something like that. Or 431. That's 13, so not likely. Yeah, but I can't really say I've ever actually seen a true need for it. So I don't think they'll ever do that. It'd be kind of cool for a gimmick or whatever, but yeah, I mean, I either want really good power balls or really good wind balls. Either one, I'm happy. The only reason I'm leaning toward wind balls is because I don't have many wind balls left. I bought a pack of those turbo balls and I have a stock, so it happens, John. It happens. Luckily, tour 7 doesn't really affect the bankroll very much, so I can lose to a bunch of crazy eagles and it wouldn't really hurt. All right, one more. I wish everyone was on the same page and knew we wanted to go to shootout. Don't want to replay. Be right back, actually, guys. This is a good opportunity to take a quick pee. Be right back. I agree, Alan. That's one thing that kind of sucks about having 3 accounts is I obviously want to get my ball stock up on all 3 accounts. But that's really expensive if you're trying to do anything big. Like if I wanted a $50 pack, doing that for all 3 accounts is crazy. It's $150. It's a lot of money to drop on a mobile game, especially that I know I'll just drop more money into in a month or two. But if the pack is really, really awesome, I'm thinking, either 2 $35 packs and a $20 pack, or a 50 and two 20s, something like that, depending what the ball is and where I need it most and what accounts. But then doing that is nice because I won't really need to buy balls for a while. So unless they come up with Power 5 or Win 5 or basically like the dead ball again, where it's just a really kick-ass ball, I won't have to worry about it for a little while. I have the gem stock to buy all the Titans and katanas I need to get through. But if it sucks, I'm not doing anything. You know, maybe a $5 pack on each account just to get a couple more gems and a little stack of the balls. Nicholas. Yeah, I mean, that's rough. But with one account, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I would have at least bought the big pack a couple times. At the very least. And I would be doing like the $50 pack like every other tournament, basically. Anytime they were good. Like when they do the Kingmaker packs, I don't do it. Like the pot of gold ball, you know, I bought like a $20 pack on one and then a $5 pack on the other two. Just because I liked the ball. And I mean, it's not a bad deal no matter what, because you get you pay for the gems basically, and then you get all the balls in the chest for free. So it's worth it no matter how bad the ball is technically. But I just don't have expendable money all the time. Yeah, the dead balls are great. I think I got a 9-pack of each. So that was all I could do at that tournament. The royal balls. I think they were equal. If not equal, they were like, you know, barely a step down. Like one stat was worse, but not by much. Like one notch. I never got the dead balls at all, unfortunately. I didn't spend any money on this game until my first pack I ever bought, I think, was the Easter Bunny pack. Bunny balls. That or pot of gold, whatever one was first. Pot of gold, I think. It's about to be noon. Yes, 9 minutes. Yeah, that's what I thought, Nicholas. No, John, no AC yet. Luckily, the temperatures have dropped here as of like the last week. Back down to like, you know, 70s and 80s instead of 95. So it's been more tolerable. One of those things like I don't want to just buy the cheapest one when I can first buy one and have it not be very good or drain a whole bunch more of electricity than it needs to. I'd actually rather buy a decent one, spend a little more money, so it's going to take a little more saving to do that. My girlfriend just started working like a week ago. She was unemployed for a good little while there. So I was basically supporting just the two of us, which was why, you know, not many ball packs were bought and stuff like that. I just really didn't have the expendable money. I'll let my clock tick away here. Gotta make a very quick adjustment. Not bad for a rush clock like that. Not bad at all. See, I don't get that. Maybe they did just do an update on Streamlabs. But again, I have not one drop frame this whole stream. When I was doing, that one stream for my expert round, it was like every 5 minutes my stream would stop. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. Hopefully, not next paycheck. Well, maybe next paycheck, depending how the girlfriend's paycheck is. But within the next month, we'll have one. Soon enough. I'm trying to also save money right now for vacation, so there's a lot going on. Alright, back to 8. 7 hasn't been very kind. Another Endbringer card. I heard they were bought out. Or like this game was bought out or something. They still keep it under Playdemic's trademark or whatever. And it's weird because this is their biggest game by far. This is their biggest moneymaker. Yeah, my girlfriend definitely swapped my cord on me. Ever since I changed cords, not one disconnected the cord either. She keeps doing that. Need to buy another one so I can have the brand new one and she can have this one. She stop stealing my good one. Not too bad. I think I overdid it just a touch on that measurement. Wouldn't have changed it much. I might have got a couple yards up further. Not sure if this is going to be Thorn or if I made a 10 burger distance. I think Thorn. Yeah, definitely. Really? Only 33 employees? That's crazy. There's going to be a lot to do in New York, Alan. A lot. Even if it's strictly just finding good places to eat, you could probably spend the whole 10 days doing that. There's plenty of sites to see, landmarks and museums and Central Park. There's just too much. I've never been, but even not going, I know there's a lot to do there. Ah, this stupid old. We'll see what he does. If he, for whatever reason, butchers it, I'm going to try to dunk. We got 3.4 mile an hour wind, so if he makes a good shot, I got to go for a good shot too. Good enough, we got to go for it. So if I miss with the dunk, I'll be a million miles away. So we want 3.5 rings about here. Nope, not enough backspin. Oh, you'll be in Times Square. You're going to be in a busy area. Pretty much the busiest area in all of America. Good shot there. A good line to the fairway. Man, not very good odds on these tournament holes, that's for sure. We have not hit many of them. Started off kind of okay, but we dwindled. So hopefully this works. The idea is I'm right at that lip fringe, and the wind's going to push my bounce back a little bit. So hopefully it pushes it onto the fringe. We don't get the glitch. Nothing really, Tim. You know, been kind of gassy, just like that. Could have gone with a little less backspin there with the headwind, but real funny, John. Yeah, haven't drawn many tournament holes still. Haven't made any crazy shots. Been some real solid shots. Been a couple that were kind of plot. I did hit a hole in one at some point today, but it was a while ago. I may go ahead and switch over, pull up my baby account, because it's a totally different club set, and I'm still going to be playing the same level. So it'll be good for, pro practice. I wanted to play a few with the expert level clubs, but not getting too many, so. Tim, I'll probably be hitting you up on Messenger here in a little while. Couple shots. I want to just talk to you about how I do the spin and stuff, and see if you got any input before I make my guide. I value your opinion for sure. Some of these holes, it's been a while since I've played, so, or even if I got them in the last day or two, only played a few. This is one I really wish was in the tournament. I love this hole. Either this one or the hole over the water in Tour 9. My top two ace holes. I just go 3 wings away, dead center of that fringe, or dead center of that bunker. You just play your ball guide according to the wind, so it's going to push it a little more left and a little more forward than the ball guide shows. So right in there should get us close. About mid here, so it's going to be closer to 7 rings, not 7.5. Ooh, we caught up fringe lip there. That'll kill your shot, though. I'm definitely streaming. I've got 2 pros I'll be doing and 1 expert. And Jesse will be doing at least 2 pros as well. Santos, I think he's still doing rookie tournaments. I don't know. We might have convinced him to go up pro. There'll be a few for sure. Jesse's got a whole guide out for it. I would check his guide out if you haven't. I watched most of it. And I pretty much agree with almost every shot he suggests. Like, it was the only reason I was contemplating even making an expert guide, because it's going to be so similar to what Jesse's is, with exception of maybe a couple shots that, the wind will change things because it's going to be more intense. But still going to go ahead and put one together. So like I said, there's a couple shots like that rough bump. If we had tailwind on that par 3, that would be in consideration that most people don't even think about. But if the wind is head like I guess was leaked today, then that shot's not going to be the one you're going to want to take. Yeah, and that's what Jesse said is also very, very true. These are just general ways to play the holes. Kind of taking everything into one consideration, maybe two. Like, you might be thinking, okay, headwind will go this way, tailwind this way, but a right to left headwind will be different than a left to right headwind. So they're just rough ways to, play the holes. And often, if Jesse does like I do, they're the more safe ways, because we don't know the wind yet. And some of those risks might not be as big of a risk if the wind is the right way. But you wouldn't suggest playing that way in 90% of wind conditions. So you'll see things change for sure come Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, I was planning on it. I still decided I would do it just because, like I said, there's a few differences. And mainly I'm going to suggest the basic way I would play the hole. One route mainly is what I'm going to focus on. I'll add in a little bit of info on second routes that will be optional, but I'm going to lean people in one direction. So I feel like if I tell people 2 or 3 different ways, then they're going to have trouble really keying in on which way they should do it, and they'll be switching ways until they get to the weekend round, and then won't get their exact shot down. Whereas if I give them one route, as long as the wind plays favorably to that route, they'll go with that. They'll use that to influence the way they approach the hole instead of combining methods or. I mean, good luck to you, Tim. I know you've got some serious skill, so I have faith that you can still pull through the weekend round and do well, but that's going to be tough because, I just did pro for the first time with my baby account. You're only a little ahead of me. But it's going to be tough. Luckily, same tee, so it's just dealing with whatever wind condition they throw at us. So it can definitely be done. But you'll have tough competition. That's going to be the hardest part of it. Yeah, I agree, Jesse. Pro is like where you want to be for a good while. You want to get past rookie as fast as you can, and then stay pro until you have a nice stash of balls to where you can play toward, 9, 10, and use Titans and Kingmakers and not feel bad about it. Oh man, Tim. Let's see how long it takes to get one of those. You have tons of gems, don't you? Because if I were you, I might even just chance it and buy a couple gold chests or something. You never know. Or if you haven't already done it, buy one of these special offers. $10. That Tour 11 Platinum chest, you have a pretty good chance of pulling one of those cards out of there. What's in 50s? Your Kingmaker packs? Or Titan packs? Oh, I would mostly agree with you, John, but there's people that have like 40,000 gems. When you have that many, it's not a bad idea to buy a chest if you're looking for a specific card. It's not the worst thing in the world because you only pull a platinum chest like one in every 250, I think was the odds, or something like that. It's crappy. They don't come very often. And you're guaranteed epics in the platinum chest. That's the thing. You're guaranteed it. It might suck. It probably going to suck, but if you got enough gems that you could buy like 5 platinum chests and it wouldn't break your gem bank, it's not necessarily bad. But this is only for people that have, I would say that 10,000 mark or more. Otherwise, because they're what, 1,600 gems or something for platinum? It's not cheap. 1,100? No worries, James. Advantage of a stream like this is I can go as long as I want. Early in the day, I'm not really taking up anyone's prime stream time. People can tune in and out of this because it's just practice. I'm not even getting the tournament holes, 8 out of 10 times or whatever it is. All right, back to golf. That's enough talking. Yeah, where am I at? Let's see. I need either 36 Thor hammers, that's going to be a while, 13 Apocalypse, or 152 extra mile cards. It's going to be a while before any of my clubs I'm looking for an upgrade gets an upgrade. How's it going, Knuckles? And also, I'll take this time to say if anybody was looking to do some streaming at any point soon, just let me know. Happy to put this on hold. If someone else is on a time crunch and needs to get one in. But as far as I know, this is not anyone's normal stream time. James, you're kind of all over the place. I never know when you're going to stream. Hey, Sebastian. What we're here for. Yeah, so like I said, James, I know that that's exactly, I know why you're random. But I never really know when you're going to, so if you ever need to, you're at a limited time with the signal or whatever the case may be, don't be afraid to say something. See, unfortunately, my bathroom's actually got the worst signal in my entire apartment, so I try not to play when I'm in there. That's crazy that you got 4 out of 5 days you got the APOC. That's freaking awesome. This is a good hole. I don't get this one too often, but I like this hole. It's a challenging one. Especially if you don't have the crazy strong clubs in. He's taking a wood shot with his third shot, to put that in perspective. I feel like they come in like streaks. least out of chests. Like there's so many times I get it. I'll get like the Thor hammer 2 or 3 days in a row, and then don't see it again for a while. It's been a while since I've done this. I used to have this damn slope shot down. That's off. I'll find that spot again. How's it going, Steve? Welcome in. Ooh, we gotta update that. My little ticker on the screen is not showing the truth here. You talking Tour 9 chess from playing Expert, Alan? This one's tricky in the later tours. I used to love this one. You take this with the short iron in the first tee. It's fun. Good shot. Little unlucky how far you went there. You were still barely. Min Goliath. Just about 3.5 with the extra adjustment for the downhill. No, I think I'm going to need him longer than him. Yep. How's it going, Michael? Mikhail. Not sure the correct pronunciation, but welcome. Gotcha, Alan. Tour 9 can be tough, some tricky shootouts in there. And, mostly pretty good players in Tour 9 and up. But I think you can succeed in Tour 9. From what I know about your skill level. Solid shot there. Oh yeah, Alan, I forgot. Tim did put up a pretty darn good guide, for what it is. It's just a quick little in Facebook, but good information there for sure. Tim plays a lot of tour 9 holes like exactly how I would, so I can tell you for sure they are solid ways to play them. Consistent and will get you the win most times, as long as you're hitting the perfect on the shot. I just think good game already. It's not like guaranteed make or anything. And don't get me wrong, it's a solid chance at it, but stop too short. I don't know. He's probably on a bad streak. Let's see. No, he's on a win streak, so who knows? Usually I would think it's people on a bad streak that they're like, oh, I'm getting robbed again. Go ahead, James. I don't know. It doesn't make me lose focus. I just kind of shake my head. That's cool, James. It wasn't a terrible shot considering, um, the blind extra little bit of measurement I had to make there. Tough when you're at min, you're just below min club. That's going to happen too. Within 2 yards, you're going to still lose occasionally. Usually, you can count on that to at least give you a good fighting chance at the win. But that's about the general rule of thumb. You want to be within 2. If you really want to boost your win percentage, you got to be within 1. Okay, we're going to switch over real quick to my other account. Just got to do that. there are times where it's like that. One thing I can say is you got to know when you're on fire, when you're feeling hot. Take a gamble, try a tour up. You know, um, if your bankroll allows for it. Not saying go up to 1 million if you have 1.2 million or anything like that, but as long as you're at 5 or 6 times the bankroll, if you're feeling hot, take a risk because sometimes that's how you move up. All right, we'll go 7 first. I barely have started 8 on this one, but I'm ready for it. I'm going to do a couple in 7 first, see if we can get a couple of those holes. How's it going, Ben? Um, that's a real risk with an extra mile 6. Then if you think you can pull it off, if you got some good balls to use, then not a bad idea. Yep, got a turning hole started. That's nice. Playing a short play with that wind. My club and ball choice there. I'd prefer to play this hole long, take the hop over the water, and then rough bump on the second shot. But with the wind condition in this and the ball I use and stuff, that's definitely not an option. Got to play it up short. If we get some like left to right tailwind with a Titan ball, I'm sure I can make it. That's why the risk is tough there, because your odds of making it across and being on the fairway are tough, and he's got a long rough shot. It's not like, sometimes you can go long on a good shot and end up in the rough down in here, but you can still make the green. So I like playing this one with about a 3-ring cushion at least on the side of the rough over there. Just a touch of backspin. Curl. You don't want to over curl it. Just trying to get safely up there, not necessarily going for the hole. Should be just fine up there. Funky green, but oh yeah, that's really dumb, James. I think a lot of those people, are just jealous that they're not doing it. Oh my God. Thank God when you're so close like that you can afford a great usually, but still never fun. It's scary. I really like the sniper for the tour 9 shootouts, personally. But the Guardian has its advantages on a couple of them as well. So it's a fair argument to either club. Kind of goes with what you prefer, but I think the sniper is a better choice overall. Tin chest and a gold chest, like that. I mean, that's a big accomplishment. You know, hitting a K, 1K is huge. It takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication to make it up to 1,000. It doesn't just randomly happen. Yep, that's always been my argument, Tim. Games that I put a lot of time into and they get hours and hours, like you got to look at it as like $1 per hour of enjoyment investment. And I feel like I get more bang for my buck with this game than I have in any console game I've ever bought. Ooh, great, don't kill me. It's going to kill me. Get on the fairway. All right. I was a little lucky there. Yeah, I agree, Jesse. It's just rewarding knowing you're helping, even if you help one person. John. Yeah, no, I've dealt with this whole, about that much headwind, and it's definitely lame. But on the flip side, you get some tailwind, and it's a beautiful hole. And even with tailwind, people mess this hole up because they underestimate how much the downhill is on the right play. That's why I like the left play. It's more consistent because the elevation is about the same. You just got to be careful where you hit on that fairway because there's some bumps there, and it can throw you off if you over curl or overspin and then hit that bump. You're in trouble. That kind of sucks. About all I could do is try to get out on the fairway up there. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. More than one might is necessary for a lot of people. You can better believe I've had some trees in my system almost any time I'm streaming. And then I got some caffeine, some drinking coffee. If it's late in the evening, I'll be drinking a drink. most days. Nice little trifecta of fun. Golf clash, trees, and some kind of drink. As long as you don't overdo one of the latter. Just looking up, I'm like, man, I missed some of these messages. Trying to make sure none of them were directed at me. Oh man, if there was a game that I wish was still around, still big, it's Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. I was second in the world in that game at one point. I would have definitely been a YouTube streamer back then if it was a thing. You can still download it. You can still play it. And they swear there's an online community, but there's not. Especially because, like, playing on a modern computer runs so damn smooth. Good shot. Stop a little short, but good shot. A little too far still. Hoping the wind would push it to where I wanted it. Wow, I can't believe it. I think I might. Oh, I'm going to be 2 points on. Yep. You got busted for playing the Command and Conquer, Ben? Be right back, guys. Sorry. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I love Jack Black too. One whole nine. This is actually the one I really need to practice it because, damn it, this is going to be the toughest hole for me to get there. So I want to know what I'm doing if my sniper is going to make the second shot or if I need to switch it up. Just going to bring a navigator on this shot. Ooh, that grate might kill me. Especially because I put a little right spin on it. Yep. Um, Steve, if you've ever heard of Tenacious D, it's a band. Jack Black is lead singer of that band, and he's also an actor. Yeah, School of Rock's a good one to check out. Or if you like really silly humor, um, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny is pretty damn good too. But he makes a lot of cameos too. If you've ever seen Biodome, he's in that for a brief second. That's me right. I don't remember King Kong. That's crazy. I never even heard of that. Microsoft Golf. I always did Tiger Woods, and I loved Hot Shots Golf back in the day of early PlayStation and even Mario Golf. I've pretty much played every golf game. I've always loved it. It's my kind of video game. Something that's always different yet reliable enough that you can learn it. I never got into WoW. I never got into any of those games. Um, I got big into playing Magic the Gathering online for a while there. Alias. I did Clash of Clans for a while. I don't remember Zanny Golf. All right. I have to play it a little higher up so we can adjust for this wind. Means we're going to have to curl it a lot more. So we want to do a full measurement even though we're at min. Hopefully, with all the curl, that extra measurement will still come up about where we want. A little too much backspin, but not a bad shot still. Tough with the tailwind, you know, being close to min down there like that. You know, tailwind, this might be, the route he's taking might be the way to consider. I've taken that shot a few times. It works out nice, but it's easy to mess it up as well. So I would say straight tailwind, though, it might be the best bet. That is one of the best songs of all time. As well as Tribute is also amazing. Yeah, a song about how awesome a song was, but this is not the song, is awesome. Especially because the song, you know, the song they made turned out amazing. Very well written, good guitar riff. Story. Songs that are stories are awesome, in my opinion. Oh, nice. Gone up 2 since the start of the stream. And I actually forgot to even post a link anywhere. I wasn't expecting it to be as busy as it is today. A lot more viewers than I would have thought for, you know, before noon on Friday. So our spot is just left of that, up and left of that marker. It's kind of nice when those are around because you can use them. So instead of trying to, you know, pull forward and pull back, I could just make my spot and then take your shot. Not terrible. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Jesse. Today's my only day off this week, and it looks like I'll be in the same boat next week. I think I'm only going to get Friday off, which is definitely going to make getting my tournament round streamed a little harder. Yeah, I didn't have a cell phone until I was almost 20, 19. Well, I had one in high school, but it was a track phone. I don't know if you guys know those, the prepaid phones. I had like 10 minutes, you know, just to have for emergencies. But yeah, I was born in 85, so Yeah, I never had a beeper. Alright, so again, we're going to try and play this short. We don't want to go too far. Hit the grate because I'm trying to compensate for the lack of curl with that club. So you line yourself up a little bit more left than you normally would, and then you hit grate. Gives you a little more curl. I had my first like real cell phone I had was a Nokia. You know, the only games on it were like Snake and Tetris, you know, no color screen or anything like that. Yeah, I never had a Game Boy Color either. My brother did. My little brother. I had the regular Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, then PlayStation 2, then PS3. I've owned almost every system now because some of the retros I bought as I got older, you know, and then got rid of them again and stuff. But at one point, I owned a GameCube and an N64. It was a little much there. Still safe play, but if you're going for the trying to get in the hole, that's too much. That was mostly because the wind is right to left, and I was curling, you know, right to left. So when it started going left, it acts as tailwind. It's going to push it further. I think that was a Motorola in the Matrix. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what they were. I think it was Nokia in one of them and Motorola's in the others. Yeah, that was the cell phone that was popular when I was just getting to the end of high school. It was the Motorola Razr. I apologize for the garbage truck. It's going to be loud for a few minutes. Actually I'll shut my window. Give me a second. I know my window is right by my computer, And especially since I don't have a microphone right now and it's using the computer's mic, um, it picks it up really bad. I can't recall for sure what phone it was. It was one of those, early model phones. Those were the three big companies, I think. Sony, Motorola, and Nokia. My dog is doing well, thank you. He just kind of, he was bad the next day when I went for work still, and then when I came home, he was almost normal, and then now he's perfectly fine. So, another rematch? Sure. Yeah, Nokia. Okay. Yeah, I don't do much computer gaming these days. I really like strategy games or, some sport games. Like I love football games. I do enjoy golf games. I like racing games. And all of those I feel are better really on the console, with the exception of golf. I like on the phone. I like the way the swing mechanic works in this game. You know, it adds a level of difficulty all on its own. But my computer games I like are like Civilization, um, XCOM is a lot of fun. I even like me some like Roller Coaster Tycoon. Age of Empires was fun. I haven't played it in years, but I did like it back in the day. Same with the old Warcraft. I really like the original Warcraft and second Warcraft, but I did never play WoW. The Sims. I wasn't there for that, no. See, I never really got into Final Fantasy either. And as I got older, I appreciated that kind of gameplay more, and I wish I did. 'Cause I'm not. I have a tough time going back and playing games with bad graphics. I'm just not that guy. It's got to pretty much be at least 3D for me now, at the very least. All right, so we're gonna play. We're gonna try and come up over here. This adds for a long second shot, but at least it gets you clear of the trees to get up here right. Should be okay. Oh, it's funny. No, it's not really. Unless you're a hot chick showing cleavage, it's not a very good streaming game. I'll have to check it out at some point. I definitely will. One thing that kind of cracks me up about streaming this game is, I think about like if I invited a friend over and I started sitting down just playing this game, even if I could project it like up on my TV or something, I highly doubt they would be happy hanging out watching me just play. But that's what all you guys do. I mean, I do it as well. It cracks me up though. The whole concept. Ah, close. Yeah, I agree. Because I mean, that's a big part of it is, just necessarily having a real friend in your group of friends that would enjoy this game to the same level I enjoy it. It's kind of, the odds are slim. Like I feel bad that I talk about this game at work ever. So it's nice to have someone I can communicate with about this game that has the same love for it I do. That's, I would say, aside from teaching people, that's the biggest reason I'm here. Helping people learn is step one, but having somewhere to, have friends that enjoy it as much as me is reason number two for sure. All right. Sorry, I gotta go delete my chest here, lady. We're gonna go up to 8. No, I haven't heard of it. Yeah, 100% true, Tim. It's kind of a fine line. You want to get enough of a community that you can make a decent little bit of money off it. If you're going to donate a lot of time to streaming and stuff, it's nice to get something back eventually. Um, so there's that. You do want to have numbers, but at the same time, you don't want your community so big that you really don't get to have any one-on-one feeling with anybody. Yeah, RJ is at a really good level. I mean, obviously, anything over 1,000, it's going to be successful because you're still getting monetized. You get a little bit of revenue back. Like for me, it wouldn't even at 1,000. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't even match what I put into the game. It would just kind of help neutralize it a little bit. But at least at 1,000, you have a good chance of having 50 people in every stream, which is definitely enough to keep conversation going and keep things alive. My first few streams, I got to tell you, they were really hard because I'm not great at just talking to myself. Coming up with things to say all the time and keeping the stream interesting for people that are going to be watching in the future was hard. Once I started getting, 5, 10 people in the streams, it really helped. Even 2 or 3 helped my first couple. I knew they did it, but I didn't really realize the extent of how many different games are out there. Because I knew League of Legends was big and Magic the Gathering was the first thing I started. That gave me an idea of, man, you can really stream anything, can't you? So it opened the window for me. And then I saw Tommy, and I knew I wanted to do this, but I was nowhere near the skill level to where I felt I didn't want to just be someone streaming solely for entertainment, because you never know how your audience is going to fare when you do that. But if you have a purpose, if you want to stream for helping people, you will always have somebody there that needs help. Oh no, too low. I adjusted for too much wind there. Happy we stayed up. Hey, thanks for subbing, Knuckles. Oh, I know. There is some funny stuff out there. People are gonna do whatever they can do to make a penny from sitting at home. We live in the golden age of that right now. And I would be lying if I didn't say that a part of me was hoping to make money doing this at some point. But honestly, with the way, the happiness I get from doing this anyways, if I never got there, I'd be okay with it too. I'd still do this for a good while. Hey, Clint. I can't turn donations on. Gotta have 1,000 subs. However, if you look at the bottom of my description, there is a link for Streamlabs where you can donate in PayPal. That is the only way I can accept donations at the moment. But if anybody really wants to, that's how you can at the moment. So it is there. There is a way. And I can certainly tell you, at least for the beginning, while donations are still just going to be small and won't add up to much yet, things are going to go directly to the stream. Whether that be even just a ball pack, or I need to get a new mic, so that's up on the list. I'm assuming that's a joke, Steve. Kind of interesting situation for him. It's always interesting when you take a berserker out in the main hole and then you go to a shootout. Good news is for us, we're going to have very little wind to deal with here. Going to be short. All right, that should be very beatable. Wasn't sure how short. The 3 rings right from the center of that bunker, 3 rings to the rough. With this wind, we should only need side spin, really. Ooh, wow. Carried a lot farther than I was expecting. I even had a very tiny touch of backspin there. Yep, I agree, Helios. Unless it's if it's promotion, I'm all for it. If you want to say, hey, this person's awesome, guys, check them out, I'm for that. But I'd appreciate if no one bad talked any other streamers in here. I think animals in general are pretty cool, unless they are highly aggressive and want to tear my face off. Those animals suck, but the rest are cool. I've owned many different kind of pets in my life: dogs, cats, lizards, fish, frogs, turtle. No birds. I don't want a bird. My dad had a bird. I would never, just because, god damn, that's so annoying. They're messy, they're stinky, and they're annoying. I love birds in nature. They're a cool species of animal, but I don't want to ever have one as a pet. Nah, I don't think it's good eating. I've had it. It's not the worst thing in the world. It didn't make me want to throw up or anything, but definitely not good eating. I prefer a chicken wing over a frog leg any day. It's kind of what a frog leg is. It's a poor man's chicken wing. Like a bush chicken wing. If you're out in the wild and you're trying to live off the land, that might be a time to consider eating a frog. But also, so little meat for the amount of effort to catch them. Unless you get a huge bullfrog. But I don't know how good that meat would be anyways. See, chicken feet? I don't know if I'd go that far. I was gonna say, don't go for it, guy. You can make that jump with a level 10 sniper, no problem, but not with headwind. I'll try most anything once. Most anything. If it smells horrible, or I know I'm gonna have a texture issue with it, I won't. But otherwise, I'll give most anything a chance. Ah, teeniest bit short. Who eats bat? Did I miss that up in the chat? C. Allen says I don't eat bat either, but I would not think bat is very good. I mean, they say you can get an idea if your food's going to taste good based off of what it eats, with the exception of fish. The things that live off of insects typically aren't going to be tasty meat. Yeah, I mean, people eat everything all over the world. But a lot of that is, they didn't have a choice. That's what was there. And because it became a cultural norm, it still is. People eat tarantula. I would never eat tarantula. That's one of those things I just wouldn't even try. Wouldn't do it. Man, this is the third time I think we've drawn this hole. Maybe fourth. I hate this hole. Hard down here without that backspin. The sniper is not where I want it to be. Like this is if I was playing this hole in the tournament, I would be bringing my guardian for this shot. Later, Helios. Ah, Alan, I could eat pizza most every day as well. That'll be my lunch today, if I'm not mistaken. That's all I got in the fridge right now, really. Oh, sorry, Helios. Yeah, you missed it when I said if anybody needed to go, by all means, let me know. Sorry. I would have definitely paused for a while to let you get one in. I'm actually getting towards the end here anyways, so I got work to do because I'm going to put out a guide. It's going to take me a while. But yeah, in the future, man, if you're trying to get something in and you're on a limited time, let me know. At the very least, I can at least do my best to accommodate for you. You know, if I'm on a tight schedule too, um, then I can't really do anything about it. But if it's a day like today where I'm off and I really have no, it's not a tournament, so no, it's not guaranteed that everybody's going to be in streaming. I have no issues putting it on hold, really. Especially because I'm at, what, 3 hours now, I didn't have to stream this long. I would have definitely let you go. So, in the future, don't be afraid to ask, man. If I can, I will. If I can't, I'll be honest about it. Oh, no, I didn't assume you meant it like that, but I had no idea either, and because I had said something in the stream earlier, I didn't really think about it when I saw you on. But just so I just want everyone to know I have no issues working it out with people. So I know there's a lot of streamers and people have lives and schedules, and sometimes you can only get it in when you can. So just keeping it out there. Don't be afraid to say something. Oh yeah, I know voice chat's not very reliable. Thank you, Alan. Yeah, everyone, if you're in here, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't, I would appreciate it. More thumbs up, the more chances people find this stuff when they're looking for golf flash stuff. That's the big thing. We want to pull in the people that are that haven't found any streamers yet. Get them to find this whole community. Between everyone that's on that little the logo spot on my board, and there's a couple that aren't there. I just realized Santos isn't on there. He's on my other one, but I forgot to change it on this setting. But yeah, they're all worth watching and all worth tuning into. We want to get as many people finding all of them, all of you guys, as possible. In my opinion, the more people that are good at this game, the more even competition is going to be across the board. The more people we can get to their best level, the better this game is going to be for everybody. See, when you're getting that funky ball guide glitch, I usually try to find somewhere that it's not doing that. Because that means there's a spot right there that if he hits it, which could be just the smallest bit forward or backward, that the ball guide's going to do what it does on the other one, where it ends up short. Try to avoid those. Sometimes you don't have a choice. It's in the spot. See? And if, like, no matter where you're placing it and it's doing that, just go for the dunk. When you're that close. Rage quit. Yep. Yeah, that's my biggest thing about this game that I hate. Like, I wish if it was going to do that, the ball guy would just show it the whole way. But I think that's what it is you're just hitting a funky spot on the green that's doing something. I don't think it's an actual glitch. There's times it really feels like it's a glitch, but... Alright, guys, I'm going to call that there. We're at 3:11. That's a good time to stop. Appreciate y'all. It was a nice long stream. We had a bunch in here from the beginning, so very cool of you. Okay, I can see. There's a pin chest. Ooh, and we just unlocked tour 9. We'll open it up. We'll do it live. We'll show you guys how bad the pin chest is. Actually, with this account, they're not always terrible because I can still collect commons. It wasn't the worst ever. Definitely not the best. Not writing home about it. Alright, guys. Keep tuned for the guide. I will be putting it out on the 19th hole. I'm not exactly sure the format that we're going to see it in yet, but there will be something for you guys. It's going to be expert, but can very much so be adapted towards pro. So, see you guys later. Again, much love. Appreciate you tuning in. And if you haven't, hit that like, hit that sub. Catch you later.